All right. Hello. My name is Lovely Morning Bear, and I want to talk to you again about my awakening. Well, I guess this video won't be about my awakening. It'll be about my journey, my mission. My mission is to save the world. And I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough in ways that I don't even know that it's going to be tough yet. Just to get that out of the way and let you guys know how much I understand that it will be hard. I just left my job of 5 years, going on 6 years, going on 0 years now. I was a job coach. I help with adults with disabilities. I work with grown adults who had some intellectual disabilities or autism. A lot of them covered the range of autism. I had some clients who had seizures. Either way, I loved the job. I loved it. Man, I loved it. It was perfect for me. It was everything I wanted. I got to teach people. I got to talk to people. It taught me a lot. Every day I was able to learn from my clients. Like, every day I was able to learn from my clients. Like, and people look at me like, what? But let me tell you something about learning. The thing about learning is it's not always what you're told. It's not always what you hear. It's what you don't hear. It's what's not told. It's what you don't see. It's what you don't hear in the background, what's not said, the underlying, read between the lines. So a part of our learning, I guess that's what I want to do. I want to teach people how to learn, because the way that we've learned before is the way that we've been taught to learn is self-sabotage. It's taught us not to look for the truth, to believe what we hear, to be more docile, to be batteries. But if we can realize that we're batteries, then we have the power. The machine is nothing without the batteries, the power, the energy source. We are the energy source. So it's important that we realize this. And so that's why I left, I guess. I loved every day of my job. There wasn't a day, I didn't love. There was days that were hard, don't get me wrong. Each day was different, though. Each day, although I'd be doing the same things, each day would be a different challenge. So it got me to learn. It got me to be more patient. And it was funny because people would always say that, man, Lee, you're so patient. Like, I don't get how you're so patient. And for me, I never thought I was a patient person. I never thought that I had a lot of patience, because I don't. I see somebody that I know they can do something, and it's just like, come on, man, stop fucking around, stop messing around. Excuse me. So I had no patience for people, but with my clients, I knew that they didn't see the connection. So for me, it was empathy. I was empathized with not being able to see that connection, like A plus B equals C or whatever. I'm also terrible at math. Was terrible. So I knew that, okay, they didn't get it the regular way. They didn't get A plus B makes C. So how about if I do C plus B equals A? Or B, A, what's next? C. I was able to come at it in a different style and a different way, because that's the way my brain worked. I always looked at things backwards. Like, it's funny because my old supervisor from the same job, Jamie, she was one of my greatest enemies, I would say, because she always shot down my ideas, but I don't look at that as a negative aspect. I look at that as she was just there to train. She was my hardest trainer. we always bumped heads because I seen things that she was doing was wrong and she didn't necessarily care. So, I mean, she's going to still bull force her way. But I love Jamie. I love her, I love her, I love her. It's funny aspect to her husband is just quite the opposite. And what I mean is quite the opposite is he's so easygoing and he's so cool and he inspires ideas. And I got to work with both of them for quite a period of time. And I can't say that I like to work with one better than the other, because there were some things that Jamie let me do that truly wouldn't let me do, or some things that truly let me do that Jamie. Anyways, this video wasn't about them. I love you guys if you guys are watching this. Yes, my greatest enemy. She taught me so many things, and it goes along the lines of not just what she said, it's what she didn't say and what she didn't let me do, and I will always respect her for that. I held her in the highest of respect, and I won't even say that. I won't say anything negative. I love her. I will say though, we need to have our respect for our enemies in that way. If we can respect them and respect their ideas, not necessarily get along with them, but respect that they have them and that they came to them with their own conclusions. Maybe those conclusions aren't right, but you know what? Maybe our conclusions aren't right. So if we could just come at our enemies with those type of respects and know that our enemies are making us stronger, and our enemies are letting us love our loved ones more because we know who in a sense not to love or who we don't love. Because I don't want to say hate. I really don't like that word. I don't even like that we have a word for it. I want to give it my 100 years and let it go. And wow, that was a powerful thought. Anyways, I'll explain later if you guys want to know about my 100-year theory. So we have to have respect for our enemies. They build us. They make us stronger. If we had no enemies, we had no predators, we had nothing to come after us. You know, my favorite quote by Kennedy is, "Pray not for easier lives, pray to be stronger men." And I think that has a lot. It just sums it up beautifully. It's you don't want an easy life. You want to be a strong individual, a strong person. And when I say, you know, I put the man in there just because that's how it was quoted, but I don't look at male and female the same anymore. You know, I don't even look at race the same anymore. When people ask me, you know, what's my nationality, what's my race, I'm part of the human race, and I am a human being. And it's not to say that I don't appreciate my culture. I mean, I'll say that I don't know enough about it, being native to this land. But when we make these labels, we're not only separating ourselves from each other, because, you know, I just seen a lizard. A spotted lizard doesn't go up to a regular colored lizard and be like, "Oh, I don't like you because you're spotted." You know, he might not like him because he's stealing his food. That's a valid reason. But anyways, animals don't do that. Animals don't hate one another because of the way they look. It's such a superficial thing. It's such an artificial thing. Like, nobody, in a sense, nobody chooses what they want to be in the way we look at it. We do choose, but that's before our birth. And those are new concepts that I'm still new with. So if you guys want to learn about that, if anybody's even watching this, go ahead and just leave the comment. So we have to respect our enemies. Sorry, I'm rambling on. I'm a human being. I am a human being. That's my race. I'm part of the human race because we're all human. It doesn't matter if your skin is darker than mine. It doesn't matter if your skin is lighter than mine. It doesn't matter if you like, you know, a certain food rather than I like a certain food. I mean, I'm a vegan anyways now. It doesn't matter what kind of color you like particularly more than me, what kind of color you don't like. I think all of these things are just absurd, and our ideas are strangling us. I think our ideas aren't doing us any good anymore. So we need to realize not have any good ideas, but realize that our ideas aren't doing us any good right now. So we came up with culture. How has that benefited us? Yes, we made beautiful things. People have expressed beautifully. Different cultures make different types of music, type of movies. Beautiful. That art is beautiful. But what also have we done? We created, with also that beauty, it created this shadow side. These angers, these hates, these one's better than the other. Mine has to be better than yours because I'm this and then you're that. And these dualities don't make any sense, but the sense we attach to them. The more we feel about them, the more they're going to be real to us in an exact sense. And I'll share this because I live with my grandpa and I help watch over him. He's got dementia, and so a lot of my struggle was I tried to convince him that he was wrong. Like whatever he was saying wasn't true. Like it's just a made up figment in his head. And we would always bump heads doing that, and we would always just never see eye to eye. And then so one time, I went online and it was just by chance, and I got onto this support chat thing. And I started talking to people, and I actually found out that I don't have it as bad. And that's such a negative way to look at it. But other people had it a lot worse. And one of the things that really helped me was I believe it was a TED Talk. And it said it didn't matter whether or not what they thought was real, or whether or not what they thought was real, it was how they felt, and how they felt about it was real. And that kind of completely just turned my mind on it. Like, shit, like, all right, it doesn't even matter if it's real or not, because if he feels like it's not, if he feels like it is real, then it is real to him. Like, I can't take that away from him. If he feels angry about it, then he's angry about it. Like, there's no way to not justify that. And for me, it's seen that, and I guess I just wanted to translate that into the way I was talking about before. Like, it doesn't matter what we believe, what happened or not was real. What matters is how we feel about it, and our emotions and our energies in motion. And it's just, these things are become what I thought was just frivolous human emotion is actually what drives us to make things. Like this vest, if nobody had the emotion to make clothes, had that emotion to not want to be bare, we wouldn't have anything. So I'm all over the place right now. So we need to change. We have to change the way we think about things. We have to change the way we react to problems, the way we consider obligations and necessities, because the direction we're going is a bad one. And it's not only a bad one, we could see it's a bad one, and we actually don't like it. Like, we're not gaining anything from it except the fact that it's continuing on. And so that's why I had to leave. Like, I couldn't save the world at my job anymore. I could only save that warehouse. I could only save the people that were in that warehouse, or maybe the people that I happened to meet on the way to that warehouse, because I would take Lyft a lot, and I would love just talking to different people and just like challenging their mind and questioning them, and being like, do you know how your cell phone works? And I would tell them, like, do you believe this is the same thing in your cell phone that makes it work? And this is true. Same stuff in here makes your phone work. just got crap all over myself. Sorry. To me. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I love telling people about how their phone work because I barely found out how phones work, and now that we see how they work, we see how they also don't work, and we see what we don't need in a sense, and the whole ruse behind that. Like, I've gotten into rock collecting recently. I've changed in the past 2 years drastically. Like, I love going rock hunting. And rock hunting's so fun. Like, a lot of people make fun of me because they're like, when I go rock hunting, oh, it's hard to shoot them, huh? Because they move all the time. Or, oh, you're going rock hunting? Well, good luck. Make sure you don't, it's rock season. Or something. Make sure you got enough ammo. And it's just like, well, rock hunting is actually very simple because every time I go rock hunting, I bring a find, and there's rocks everywhere. So the hunting isn't. It's not like the game is scarce. It's everywhere. Like, it's everywhere.